Hello, everybody. Welcome to 3 at 9.
Hi, Erin Connolly here.
Stephanie
with
Simone. Yes.
Stephanie Simone.
Here we are all together at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday.
It's been a busy day.
Very busy, very busy. And we've been following the protests that have been happening all across the country, including here in Connecticut. And our chief political reporter, Susan Raff, she was at one today at the state capitol.
And these continue to intensify in the wake of the woman who was killed in Minnesota. And they're not just happening here in Connecticut, they're happening all across the country. And so a lot of cities and towns, galvanizing people to come and speak about this issue, and town and city officials dealing with crowd control and the other issues that could arise from it.
Yeah, so Susan Raff went to the rally today and spoke with organizers about their concerns, and this is what they had to say to her. So let's take a listen.
ICE out now! ICE out now!
Protesters at the state capitol are focused on one thing. They want ICE to pack up and leave. The fatal shooting last week of a Minnesota mother has only raised tensions, and people everywhere are demanding more accountability and justice. These protesters at the state capitol say ICE is terrorizing their communities, and they feel it's important to speak out.
As long as we can say what we need to say and feel like we're not being silenced, I think that's the best thing.
Protests in Connecticut have been mostly peaceful. However, last week outside the federal courthouse in Hartford, some protesters clashed with suspected federal agents, which led to a hit and run. Some in the crowd were pepper sprayed.
I think everybody sort of needs to take the temperature down and figure out what is the best way to work with federal law enforcement.
And that was Susan Raff reporting. Another big story that we've been following all week long is Michelle Troconis. She is back in the courtroom fighting for a new trial. She was found guilty and conspired to kill Jennifer Farber-Dulos. That is what she is convicted of. And she is saying that she had bad representation.
Yes, her first attorney, Andrew Bowman, he was the one that at the very beginning, if you were watching the trial at all, you saw that a lot of the evidence that was presented in court was her own words to police at the very beginning of this investigation. Andrew Bowman advised her to speak to police, and I guess she feels that that advisement was not proper, and maybe she said, or did things during the course of those talks with police. I believe she talked to them at least 7 times, if I'm not mistaken. But she wants the whole trial thrown out. She has not testified yet because they have been still trying to go through other witnesses and deal with other things. But she eventually will be a witness and
in this
testify.
trial. And so the first attorney, Andrew Bowman, is the one that she's attacking in this courtroom. But another attorney took the stand today and also kind of poked holes at Bowman and his decisions. So Owen Kingsley was the reporter on this, and he was in court today, and he saw all of it unfold.
Troconis is on the list of possible witnesses, but today she did not take the stand. Now, she blames her former lawyer for her conviction. This was backed up by her key witness. Today, prosecutors questioned that witness's credibility. Michelle Troconis believes she deserves a new trial after her former lawyer, Andrew Bowman, recommended she speak to police during their investigation into the disappearance of Jennifer Farber-Dulos. Troconis' expert witness, attorney Michael Fitzpatrick, testified that Bowman's recommendation was incompetent, doubling down today, saying that after the first interview, Bowman should not have let Troconis be interviewed again.
She didn't have the 2 critical pieces of information the police wanted. Namely, what happened to Jennifer Dulos and where's the body? And if that's the point of the interview, then there's no point to going forward with it.
Today, prosecutors called on the validity of his judgment, pointing to a TV appearance he made during Troconis' criminal trial, where he appears to justify Bowman's decision to let police interview her.
I have to believe that the reason Attorney Bowman didn't put a stop to it was because he thought in the end his client could handle it, and ultimately her answers would be advantageous to her.
Then questioning his credibility, like inconsistencies in his previous answers when asked about how many cases he's been involved with in his 40-year career.
I acknowledge the inconsistency. I wish I could explain it for you. All I can say is the numbers that I gave in this proceeding are the accurate numbers because I took the time to sharpen the pencil and figure out exactly how many cases I had tried, how many were homicides, so on and so forth.
But you didn't sharpen the pencils and do it all in the other previous cases?
I don't remember if I did it or not.
Troconis' case continues on Friday. It's still unclear whether she is planning to take the stand. Your reporter in Rockville, I'm Owen Kingsley, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Of course, we'll follow what plays out in court there.
Yeah, a lot more happening still on those first two stories.
Absolutely.
And this third one.
This third
well.
one, yeah. Cassidy Williams, our chief investigative reporter, just back
from maternity leave.
And also hitting the ground running.
Yes, she is.
She is a
She's so
tremendous
talented.
reporter and is always working hard. So she had a story today, very interesting. She sat down with a man who didn't know whether or not he had health insurance. It was through Connecticut, and I guess the state's Department of Insurance. They're receiving many, many complaints. So he wanted to tell his story to hopefully help others. So Cassidy Williams, she took the story today, and not only did she hear this man's concerns, but then she took his concerns to the state. So let's take a listen to what Cassidy had on the story.
That's when I started to get concerned about.
For Alphonse Paolillo in Norwich, the new year has started off with uncertainty over his health care.
Were there days where you were worried you didn't have coverage?
Yeah. I mean, for the last 3 or 4 days last week, it's like, do we have coverage or not?
Paolillo has had automatic payments set up for his Connecticut insurance bills for years, so he was concerned when he didn't get charged at the start of the month.
And that's when I started making phone calls to ask what was going on.
Paolillo says Connecticut representatives promised over the phone that he was covered, but when he logged into his healthcare portal, it showed inactive. And then his wife went to get new eyeglasses, and she was told her insurance was inactive too.
There seems to be a disconnect along everywhere about the way that, or the manner in which the communication took place from Molina to members, to providers.
Connecticut's Department of Insurance tells the I-Team it's received 21 complaints about this and is working with Connecticut to investigate. They believe less than 1,000 customers are impacted. In a statement to the I-Team, an insurance department spokesperson said, quote, "The data transfer problems were limited. A correction was completed last week, and all affected members are now active in Connecticut's system. Any delayed ID cards are being printed and mailed." After hours on the phone and a week and a half of uncertainty, Paolillo now has access to a new portal that shows he is covered. But he wanted to share his story in case there are other Connecticut customers who may have not yet realized they also have this issue.
Had I not looked, then I probably wouldn't have started asking questions and making phone calls. I don't know if other people are doing the same thing.
And lastly, we always like to end on some good news.
Yes, and this is really nice news.
Yes. A local ice skater from Simsbury will be heading to Milan for the Olympics, which is absolutely incredible. And this is all after his parents, unfortunately, passed away in that awful midair collision crash that happened in D.C. a year ago.
I know, that was terrible. That was at Reagan. And just remarkable that after his parents passed, they were figure skaters as well. And after they died in that crash, to be able to be a part of Team USA and really triumph over that tragedy is a testament to him and who he is.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I just can't imagine what he has been through over the past year, and we are really cheering for him hard here in Connecticut. So today, great. Taylor Knight spoke to his coaches who guided him over this past year and spoke with them today. So. Yes, we are very happy that he will be going to the Olympics.
Yes.
Let's take a listen.
I think any figure skater, right, that took it somewhat seriously always had this goal of making it to the Olympics.
Max Naumov did just that, skating to third place at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships in Missouri this past weekend, earning him a spot on Team USA. And one of his best friends, Daniel Petrinko, was right by his side.
Obviously, he was ecstatic afterwards and emotional. I don't know if you saw me in the clip, but we were kind of huddled up with my brother and him, just kind of, again, super excited for him.
They've known each other for more than 20 years, training together here at the International Skating Center of Connecticut, located in their hometown of Simsbury.
Please welcome Miss Evgenia Shishkova and Vadim Naumov.
His parents, Vadim and Yevgenia, were Olympic skaters and former world champions. Max and Daniel's dads were teammates on the USSR team back in the 80s before they all moved to Simsbury in the 90s.
So we always were together.
But nearly a year ago, Max's parents were flying home from a development camp when their plane collided with a military helicopter over the Potomac River in D.C. They were 2 of the 67 people killed in that crash.
It was very devastating to all of us, and when we find out, it was unbelievable. We couldn't believe it. I mean, until this day, it feels surreal.
His parents were longtime coaches here at the ISCC, where Max first took the ice when he was a toddler.
I've been calling him a tough cookie. I mean, he's just a superhero with what he's been through and what he's able to, and how he's able to push himself through, because it's a big mental kind of battle for him.
A battle that he fights every day with the help of his coaches, who are now getting ready for their first Olympics while missing their friends, Yevgenia and Vadim.
In the beginning, when we started training Max, we said that we are the team of Evgenia Shishkova and Vadim Naumov. So we did it as the team. Congratulations. We love them so much. We miss them so much.
You can cheer on Max and all of the other Team USA athletes in the Winter Olympics starting on February 6th in Italy. Your reporter in Simsbury, Taylor Knight, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
So we certainly will be rooting
I know.
very hard
I can't
for
wait to
him.
watch him.
Yes.
And the rest of Team USA. But,
Absolutely.
But especially him, since just, it's incredible what he's come back from.
Absolutely. Unbelievable. And I always love watching the figure skating anyway.
Me too.
I
get so nervous every time they do a jump. I'm like, please.
I know.
please.
Don't you feel like you're jumping with them? You're like, woo,
I know. I know. I always feel like once they get through their first jump, that usually things like if they don't land it, that means it's kind of the whole thing is going to be bad. And then if they
Yes.
land it, you're like, I think this is going to be good. Because it's
I
all
know.
momentum and like
Yes.
the
It's all
speed and catching up and,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of it's mental.
And
know?
as an athlete, you know
Yeah.
that
You get in your head, you miss
yes,
the first
like
jump.
it's all muscle memory,
Yeah.
and it's really just about a mental game, like being able to overcome your nerves and perform. So so we will
Go
be rooting
Team
for
USA.
Team USA. So that is our good news of the night. And you have a special tomorrow with the UConn women.
Thursday.
Oh,
So
Thursday.
Thursday, the UConn women are playing Villanova. We'll have a pregame show at 6:30 on the Wax. And then next Friday night, not this Friday night, so I think it's the 23rd, I believe, we have a UConn special airing at 7 p.m.
Okay,
And
perfect.
so, that was the story I was working on today. So I interviewed one of the women's players. We'll leave it at that for now. But yeah, I'm excited to share her story.
Ooh, I'm excited to hear it as well.
Yeah, we haven't really heard very much from her, but she's an emerging star. That's my tease.
I like it. All right, an emerging star.
Yes.
So we're going to leave it at that. Have a great night, everyone. I will see you at 10 o'clock. And Erin, we'll see you at
11.
Yay.
See you then.
Bye. Have a great night. All right, here we go.
Just take a chance, we got a wild ride. Wait and see, you and me, we were meant to be. We were meant to be.